Tesla's former head of AI, Andrej Karpathy, just went on Lex Friedman. He sort of spilled the beans in FSD and he made some comments that nobody's even paying attention to. But the one clip I want to focus on, and this clip is very important because it has a lot of implications for Q4 results. We're going to go and look at the clip and then I'll break down what this means.
What do you think is the timeline to solve the problem of autonomous driving? That's still in part an open question.
Yeah, I would say like what's easy to say is that this problem is tractable, and that's an easy prediction to make. It's tractable. It's going to work. Yes, it's just really hard. Some things turn out to be harder, and some things turn out to be easier. But it definitely feels tractable, and it feels like at least the team at Tesla, which is what I saw internally, is definitely on track to that.
Right there. So the problem feels tractable, and not only that, the team at Tesla is on track to solve it. Notice that Andrew doesn't have visibility into what the team's progress is right now. He took a sabbatical in March, and then after that he quit the company. So he hasn't had visibility into the FSD progress for about 7 months. If he actually felt that way 7 months ago, what do you think the progress is like now? Notice what Elon said in Q3. So he said, so this quarter we expect to go to a wide release of full self-driving beta in North America. So anyone who has ordered full self-driving will get full self-driving. And he said probably about a month from now. That's 2 weeks ago. About a month from now, it's probably going to be November, maybe December. So the fact that Andrew felt like the team was on track to solve it 7 months ago gives a lot of credibility to, yes, this is probably going to be the time. Because Elon said things like this, I don't know, about 25 million times already. So the fact that Andrew felt like that 7 months ago gives a lot of credibility to, yes, this is probably going to be the time. And why do we care? Why does this matter? Look at this. This is the 10Q they released, I want to say 5 days ago. And they said the deferred revenue related to full self-driving is $2.8 billion. And not only that, but they expect to recognize $1.09 billion of revenue in the next 12 months. That's a lot of money. And they've had this figure or something close to this 1 point something billion for as long as I can remember. Every single time on their 10Q, it's the same figures, one something. The fact that they're going to release this in North America leads us to believe that they're going to recognize this 1.08 billion in Q4. Now, why do we care? Why does this matter? Look at the analyst consensus for Q4. They expect 1.28 EPS, and that gives us about $4 billion in analyst consensus. Yeah, you add 1 billion. So that's going to be a 25% surprise on the EPS for next quarter. Nobody's like putting 2 and 2 together. You know, nobody's like talking about this. Nobody's looking at the potential 25% surprise. Andrej Karpathy also made a couple of extra interesting points about LiDAR and sensors. Essentially, he said that the least amount of sensors, the better, and how them dropping the proximity sensors and the radar is good because it simplifies the process. He also mentioned how all the other autonomous companies are going to drop LiDAR eventually. Another thing that he mentioned is how Optimus is probably going to be much bigger than FSD, and he'll be open to coming back to Tesla to work in the Optimus robot. If you want to watch the whole podcast, go ahead, but I wanted to focus on this particular clip because I don't see anybody talking about it. It's going to have huge implications for Q4 EPS, and I don't think anybody's expecting a 25 EPS surprise on the upside.